Good morning. Just getting going here. A little bit later than I would like, but not much. Literally just a few minutes. You can see the sun is almost up back there. And it is chilly. But I imagine that it's going to become not chilly very quickly. So yeah, it was a good night. My pack feels nice and light because I've hardly got any water in it. I just forced myself to drink tons of water overnight, and I don't know, I feel about the same. I'm still super tired from yesterday, I think. Got this headache going, which, you know, is kind of a classic sign of dehydration, but I just don't think it's dehydration. I just think I have a headache. Anyway, here we are on the road. Yay! It's only about maybe 1.5 miles to the water. So I'll step off there and get all prepped up, and then, you know, there are all these water caches coming up for the next 3 days, and I was pretty concerned about them. I can't remember if I talked about that or not, but I've messaged on this app, and the person that keeps that water up has gone out, and she responded and has gone out and added like 4 to 6 gallons to each of the locations, since there's quite a few of us coming through. Not hikers, mostly bikers, but, you know, running a trail that's similar along here. Anyway, so I feel good about that. So hopefully I won't have to carry water much more than 10 miles for most of this trip all the way into Grants for these next few days. I think there's one stretch I have to carry for 20 miles, but that's good. Makes me feel better. So not worry about water, just worry about enjoying some of these views and having a good time out here. Well, there was no real way to video myself, but this is a solar well and there's water inside there, but it's way down there, so I had to climb up that ladder. Then I had to like hang over the side of that thing with my feet dangling to reach down with one hand and try to scoop the water out. And that's a really thin wall thing, so it's like kind of cutting into your gut while you're hanging over the edge. And I mean, honestly, if it was 6 inches lower, there's no way I would have done it. I don't know how I would have done it, so whatever, it worked out. The things you have to do. I'm cutting across the landscape to get back to the road a little bit more directly, and look what I have found over here. There's just water sitting there. I don't know, it's not going to go explore it or anything. I mean, it looks like it's just regular, it's just running water. I don't know where it came from, but what the heck? Could have just walked right there and scooped up some water, I guess. Anyway, who knows? Maybe there's something wrong with it. I don't know. I've been walking on this road for a few hours now, and every time I come over a hill, like right back there, I just see the same thing. A road that goes on forever and ever. But for the first time, and you probably can't see it, but I can see cars up here, way up there on Highway 117, which is what I'm heading to. So up somewhere around where that, you know, you can kind of see that big berm, that little tiny mini range. That's where I'll take a left. So I don't know, another hour and a half or something. Who knows? So, man, I'm ready to get there. It's about not even 9:45, and it is so hot. As hot as it's been since I've been out here this time, and I had to put the umbrella up. I was cooking, and there's not too much of a breeze at all, so hard to have that hat on without a breeze. Anyway, okay, so you can't see it because you're facing me. Straight ahead here, just a couple hundred feet, Highway 117. That means I'm finally off of this gravel road. That's the good news. Bad news is I've got a couple miles of walking on the highway before I get to the trail, but hey, baby steps, right? Okay, so the highway's right up here, and what a lot of people seem to do, maybe even the majority, I don't know, is they take a right here, and there's a couple of roads that connect, and it basically takes you right to I-40 and right into Grants. You can literally cut probably a full day and a half off the hike that I'm going to do here. But that just sounds miserable. I don't want to hike on more roads, and especially when there's a good trail to hike on, So this trail coming up is going to be super cool. I'm going to take a left here. I'm going to go down Highway 17 117 a couple miles. Then basically I'm just going to take a right onto the trail. And pretty quickly I'll be walking through lava flows, which will hurt my feet and will be really, really hot, but will be incredible. So I want to see that. And there's a big loop. I'll try to put the map in here to show you. The big red loop at the bottom, partial loop, is where the lava flows are, and then just some regular trail. And then the regular CDT continues on to the east and then turns into a road walk into Grants, which, why do that? Because the blue loop on this map here the partial loop is the, Zuni Bonita or Bonita Zuni trail, alternate trail, and it takes you through the Zuni Canyon and the Bonita Canyon. So that'll be awesome. So I'm going to do that instead, and that'll take me into the back way into the Grants. So here we go. There's a little taste of the Malpais, I think, these ancient lava flows. We're walking through some of that stuff. Now this, of course, says leaving Malpais National Monument, but that's only because that's how the road system works, and if you're driving this way, you're leaving it. But I'm heading down here a couple miles to get onto the trail and then head that way into the Malpais and the National Monument and all that stuff. So, all right, here's my turnoff. The Continental Divide National Scenic Trailhead. So back on trail here, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this so badly. The chain of craters, which I'm not exactly sure what that will look like, but I'm sure it's going to have something to do with volcanic craters from the area. So let me get across here without killing myself. And looks like the water cache is over there. That's going to be some cooking hot water, but hallelujah that it got dropped off. There's somebody on far out whose handle is Jenny is Trouble, and she is dropping water here, and for the next couple of days, 2 or 3 days, I'll be picking up water that she's dropped, and she's awesome. I don't know how people would make it through here without her, so thank you, Jenny. You're the best. Chain of Craters Backcountry Byway. Big tubes. I can't wait to see it all. Okay, I'll go get some water. It took quite a while to get that water and everything all done. I was just trying to drink lots and lots. Unfortunately, fortunately, the next water is only 10 miles away. Unfortunately, even though it's only 10 miles away, I'm still carrying a ton of water because timing's kind of bad all around. Probably not going to do 10 more miles today. For a couple reasons. I've already done a bunch, but also got this lava flow up here to walk through, and I expect that to take a long time, like way longer than it would take to, just hike a mile. Also, it's the dead heat of the day and it's super hot today, so I need more water for that. And And if I'm not going to make it to the next water today, then I've got to have water for overnight and all that. So anyway, so I'm carrying 4 liters of water, even though, you know, on a regular trail, the regular timing, I could probably just carry 2 liters right now to get to the next 10-mile water. Anyway, so that's where we're at. And not sure how I'm going to time this right now either, because it's a little after 11. And I think it's about a mile to when the lava flow starts, something like that, a mile and a half, something. But a little early for having lunch. But if the lava flow takes, you know, takes me 2 or 3 hours to get through, which I truly have no idea how long it's going to take. But if it does, then I'm going to be dying without any lunch. So, I don't know. I'll get up here and survey the situation and make as poor a decision as I possibly can, I'm sure. There's a little bit of a trail through here, but apparently it's not that followable, and it's just a whole bunch of cairns. So there's 2 cairns, and then here's the next little cairn here. And, you know, looks like there's some cairns up there you can see on the edge of the hill there. So just kind of going to be following from cairn to cairn. This whole area just seems to be nothing but volcanic rock. Must have been fun to try to clear this trail. Hard for me to see if I'm videoing this, if you can see it or not. Darn it. Well, okay. I've gotten out of some of that volcanic rock for a little while. So I was just going to tell you, this area, as I showed earlier, is called El Malpai. A lot, you know, a whole bunch of this area. And it's like the El Malpai National, you know, Monument and all that. So El Malpai actually literally means bad land, you know, in Spanish. So, you know, like undesirable land. But in geography, El Malpai often refers to like volcanic, you know, geography or lava field, something like that. So that's what this is all about, El Malpai. Bad land, lava fields. Right over here you can start to see some of the lava flow. So I'm assuming that the trail is going to climb up into there. That whole raised area, you know, it's just where lava once flowed down and then solidified. So that animal I just videoed a minute ago is an onyx. So since I was originally looking at some of those quote deer-like things several days ago, I learned they're onyx, like those which have the kind of the big like black line markings on their face, and then they do also have pronghorn here. So those are a little bit more kind of delicate looking animal, if you don't know. Could you imagine when this eruption occurred and, you know, there are these different kind of veins of lava come flowing down, and they just finally stopped and hardened right here. Right here. And that one went a lot further for whatever reason, right? It's hard to imagine that moment in time, how crazy this geographical location was. Okay, well, I've gone through, you know, past several of those, you know, veins, as I call them, for lack of a better term. And now it looks like these cairns are heading up into a flow. So there's even some you can see up ahead, up above there. So it looks like we'll be heading in now. a lot of this is very fragile, so as you're walking, and there's really no trail, you're just sort of trying to head generally towards the next cairn. You just have to be careful because a lot of it, you step on the edge, it'll just break off, or step in something and push on it, it might fall on your foot, or so you just have to go slow and find some really stable rock to step on. Can't really use my poles because the tips are they just fit into every little crevice, and I'm going to end up snapping off one of the pole tips. This is great. Just like playing in a big playground, Just jumping from rock to rock and making your way. Just trying to find a route to the next cairn. And the next, and the next, and the next. I've probably been in here for about 30 minutes. It looks like, unless it curves back around or something, looks like it's about to come to an end. You can kind of see the opening out there, so we'll see where it leads. Well, looks like it's coming to an end, at least for now. I got done with the lava flow and I really needed to have lunch. And there is no shade in sight. I mean, you can see miles ahead. It doesn't look like there's any shade. So I just found this little tree that literally provided no shade, except there was a big rock here for me to lean my pack against. And I created a little shade with my umbrella, and putting my rain pants over my legs, even though it was just cooking under there. But there's been a nice breeze, which really helped. And then once I got everything all situated and I was like moderately not uncomfortable, then cloud moved in. So I've gotten to have about half my lunch, or maybe 2/3 of my lunch, with a nice cloud overhead. So that's been good. And I actually have just now felt like 3 or 4 little raindrops. Even though I think there's no chance of rain today either, just like yesterday. Yeah, there's another one. So maybe I'll get a tiny little sprinkler or something. I need to get up off my rear end and start hiking, because this is probably not going to hold out. And it is so hot. So, and it's so exposed. I'm not sure where I'm going to camp tonight, unless this changes eventually. But I've got quite a few miles to go, I think, before the terrain's going to change. So anyway, I might get to it. Forgot to show you. I've never seen this on any trail before. But the CDT literally goes right through that barbed wire fence. There's no gate. There's no way around. You just go to the fence. They've stacked some rocks up. You climb up the rocks. You put your leg over. You put it on the other rocks, and you climb down, and you keep on going. Gotta love it. Well, I've been going for about an hour now, and I'm approaching some kind of foothills at least. And I can't even believe the luck of this weather. I mean, at the worst of the worst, the clouds just roll in and the wind picks up, and it's kept me going. I can't imagine how I'd be managing right now if it was, full sun, 115, no breeze. So anyway, what a godsend. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that somewhere up here in 2-3 miles something, the terrain will turn into somewhere that I could kind of safely tent. I think if I set my tent up out here in the wind, it would be ripped to shreds. So hopefully it'll be something good up here. The trail's right over there. You can probably see that, Karen. I came over here because I finally found something that I thought maybe would be a windbreak. Actually, it is a good enough windbreak I can set up over here, but there's just rock everywhere. So over there a little bit, there's not any rock, but then it's out in the open. It's not a windbreak, so I have to go a little further. You can see some rain over there, I think. You can really see that. There's some thunder going on. Otherwise, all the clouds that look dark and everything all around are kind of gone, but for that area, they're going good, and it seems like they're getting closer and going more the direction I'm walking, so I don't know. I need to hurry up and get going and find a place, but I'm wiped out. I just had to stop for a couple minutes. So get up and get going. Figure something out fast as I can. Alright, well, this might be it. This is the nicest, cleanest place I've found so far. The only problem is the tree's not very big for wind block, so I'll kind of check it out and see if that doesn't work. There's those two over there, and the one on the left is great wind block. I just have a whole bunch of junk I gotta clear out to set up, so this might actually do the same sort of thing, but there's a lot of stuff here to clear out too. So anyway, either way, right here's where I'm tenting, so I'll figure it out. Woohoo! Oh man, what a day. What a really fun day like every other day, but what a really hard day like every other day. Alright, I better get on it. Few little sprinkles here and there, but not many. But lots of thunder all around. Lots of it coming from over there. Just a little bit ago, lots of it coming from over there. Almost all the wind has died down. But I got myself a nice little spot here, so hopefully I'll be nice and protected today. Good night. Spent a couple of hours. I already fell asleep and woke up again, and here it finally is hit. Ah.